am Charlie Dobson, and I am stepping into the spotlight with Brandon Houston, our favorite movie star. Stay tuned.
Hey, you guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Superstar Spotlight. As always, I am your host and favorite actor, Brandon Houston, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this very special episode of Superstar Spotlight. As always, we want to thank the sponsor for this video, Guilty Rich, for providing us with the gear and being a sponsor for every episode. If you guys want to get any of the gear that I have on or any that you see out in the streets, make sure you check out the Instagram at guilty.rich. The spring collection is coming out fast, so make sure you guys tap into that. Also, take a look at the website, guiltyrichboutique.com, for this season and previous seasons of all the gear that they have in store. Guilty Rich Boutique, make sure you spell the boutique with a 3 instead of an E, and that's guiltyrichboutique.com. Hit up the website. Make sure you guys check that out. All right. And with that being said, we are going to get into our next Superstar Spotlight guest. All right. So stepping into the spotlight today is a woman who has a tremendous impact on the city, from teaching kids and adults how to swim at WeSwim Aquatics to providing mental and spiritual inspiration through social media and through virtual Bible studies. Not to mention, she is the CEO and owner of Brown Sugar Company, also a 2024 Phenomenal Woman nominee, 2024 National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappa Incorporated Gamma Delta Chapter Hall of Fame inductee. I'm telling you guys, she does it all. She's working out, she's swimming, she's braiding hair on the side, cosplaying as the Little Mermaid. This is Little Mermaid in the flesh, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome into the spotlight the creator and owner of Charlie B Enterprises. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Charlie B Dobson. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. It's good to see you, and it's good to have you on the show because from my notes, we have a lot to talk about. But it's good to have you here, and just good to get to know you as an individual and everything that you have going on within the community as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So with that being said, are you ready to step into the spotlight?
Yes, I hope so.
Right.
I hope that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. You know, when the spotlight's on you, the focus is on you, we're going to get to know you. So,
okay.
Yeah, so sounds like she's ready to meet, guys. Hope you guys are ready too. Let's get right into it with the first question. Just from listing off the different business ventures that you have, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more on top of that as well. Just how does it make you feel to be involved in so many things and have your hands in so many different avenues?
It honestly makes me grateful. Just because at one point in time, I never thought my life would span out this way. I just think about when I first graduated from college and having the plan that my life was going to go a different way, and trusting God in the sense of Him telling me, like, it's not going to go the way you want it to, and just trust His plan. It's just been an interesting journey to see what's become of everything. I know that people tend to ask me, how am I managing everything? And I don't know. I don't know because I'm literally like, granted, I do time management and try to keep myself organized, but at the root of it, like, I genuinely don't know how I'm managing everything. So it's definitely been a God thing to just be able to be involved in everything and just have, I don't know, just being able to just come out with something different and being able to stay consistent with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the important thing, is that you're consistent with it.
Yeah.
It's like every time that we see, you out in the community, is something that, is consistent with what you have going on in your life.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that they have longevity to it as well. It's like not like a one-off thing or anything like that. So that's definitely important and definitely amazing to see. And when you organize some of these ideas or ventures or anything like that, what's the mindset that you have going into the creative process of developing something for the community?
Honestly, it's just always going back to God and just knowing that He's the one that is giving me these ideas, and just really leaning on Him to just give me a strategy to organize whatever idea it is, whether it's a new business idea or an event or some type of project that I'm working on. It's just trusting that, however, if He's encouraging me to put it together, then I know that it's someone out there He wants to reach, or He's looking for it to impact somebody in some way. And so that tends to be the motivation for me going into it. That way I'm not getting caught up in how I feel. Granted, I always want it to be done well. That's always my thing. Like, Lord, I really want it to be to do whatever it is that I'm working on. I want it to be done well. I want to execute it well. But at the end, whoever it is you're trying to touch through this, that they will feel the impact of whatever it is you're giving me. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I can definitely see like the whole excuse me, the whole thought process behind it. And I definitely see that, everything is motivated from God Himself, and just gives you the wisdom, the motivation, the spirit to just pour into people within the community as well. And that leads to a question that I want to ask, because I've noticed on social media that you started up a virtual Bible study.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about being connected with God and everything like that, how important is it for these Bible studies to take place and kind of motivate and inspire people spiritually through the Bible studies?
I think that's very important. At the core of who we are spiritual beings. And so just being able to keep that aspect of who we are anchored and is very important. So being able to create a space for people to come. Granted, there are a lot of people doing Bible studies and stuff like that. So for me, it's always like, well, Lord, whoever is supposed to be a part of it, let them feel welcome and be a part of it. And that tends to be the case. It's been interesting, I'll say, in the sense that there have been a few people that have joined the Bible study who have never been to church in their life, or, they have never done any type of spiritual practice or try to steward themselves in that aspect. And so this is a whole new thing. This is a new thing to them. And so I have been finding it interesting, even in how the Lord has been leading me to do the Bible studies and structuring the discussions and the lessons. It's been very, I feel as though they allow me to give milk to those who are new, and then give meat to those who are further in their walk. So it's not, pretty much it's like a level ground, I feel like, where anyone can join and glean from it. And it's just not just, not just for people who are new to the faith, but it's also those who've been walking a long time and just, need that maintenance and accountability. So
Yeah. So it caters to everyone, no matter where they are.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Got you. So what are the dates and times for the Bible study, so people can tune in, just kind of check it out,
So normally the Bible studies are bi-weekly, every Thursdays at 8 p.m. So this Thursday, there's going to be Bible study at 8 p.m. And then, every 2 weeks, we'll have it. And I decided to go the virtual route just because it can be hard to try to get everybody in one spot. And so people can enjoy the Bible study while they're at home. There's quite a few parents that are on a part of the group. So a lot of times they're not saying anything, but they're on. And, there's been times they'll just message me afterwards, just saying like, I'm here, but my kids are being loud and being crazy, but they just want to know like I'm listening in and it's helping and stuff. So yeah, so it's been cool.
Definitely cool. And make sure you guys, if you want to, got a display right here for you guys. Make sure you check out the virtual Bible study presented by Miss Charlie B. Dobson. So definitely something to tune into if you're, whether, like you said, whether you're new to it, whether you've been involved with it all your life. It's for everybody. So definitely make sure you guys check that out. All right. And then speaking of pouring into people, you're also involved with the youth as well, with WeSwim Aquatics. And I see it all the time. It's all the little kids learning how to swim and everything. And it's so cool to see. It's definitely dope to see. So how did this specific venture come about? I know you're a big swimmer and everything like that, but how did this idea come about in general?
Well, it came about in 2017. So at that time, I had gotten back into swimming for myself for cross training. And so while I would be practicing, I would get this vision of me being surrounded by little kids. And I was just, and anytime I would get the vision, I just was like, Lord, like, I'm not teaching nobody right now. And I haven't been teaching in a while because I grew up teaching. I started teaching when I was 13. So from the time I was 13 until I graduated from high school, I taught swimming. And then when I went on to college, anytime someone found out I could swim, I would just teach them how to swim. So it became a side hustle for me just to make extra money. So from then until 2017, I wasn't teaching at all. It was, in the back of my mind. And so anytime I kept getting these visions of all these little kids surrounded by me in a pool, it was just always a question mark I would take before God. Like, are you just leading me to back teaching? And so because the visions kept happening more frequent, I was just like, Lord, if this is a sign, if this is you really telling me to that I'm going to be teaching again, give me a sign. And so a month or so later, I got a call from Miss McKinney. I don't know if you know Linnell McKinney. She's like a legend, living legend here.
Definitely amazing.
A living legend here. And so she was always a family friend of ours, and she knew that I grew up swimming and taught swimming. And so she had asked me to start a program for her. And so when she told me like all that she was trying to do, I just kept feeling led to just ask, well, if I could start my business and I could come in partnership with you. And so she was just like, okay, great. And so I ended up just creating the structure of what WeSwim Aquatics was. And she was my first partner, my first community partner. And so she had a group of kids she wanted me to teach. And so for that would be 2018. So that fall and winter, I taught her students that she had. And so after that, so as that was taking place, the pool I was doing my cross training at, I had submitted an application to do administration there. And the aquatics director saw my application and asked me did I have experience teaching. I told her, well, yeah, I did. And so she was like, well, I'm in need of instructors. Would you be interested in teaching again? And so she just hired me on the spot and, told me all that they offered and what I would be able to do. And so it went from there. And so as I was teaching for them, one of the things that they allow instructors to do is they allow them to do private lessons. Well, from 2018 to COVID, my clientele for private lessons began to increase to the point I had to create a waiting list. And so when COVID shut down, I still had this waiting list of students. And at that time, I probably had like 30 students I was doing private lessons for, whether it was semi-private or just individual outside of teaching for them. And so when COVID happened, people are traveling and, going swimming or being in the water, people are realizing like, hey, I can't swim.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people it became a thing from what I noticed that people were asking like, where can I get swimming lessons from, or making it go like I need to learn how to swim. And so when the COVID restrictions lifted and we were able to get back into the pool, I told the aquatics director like, hey, like I got this long list of people wanting to do private lessons. And since the shutdown, I have even more. And so I told her like, would it be okay if I started my own program here? Because I can't do all these students. I don't have enough time in my day or in my schedule to where I can just do one-on-one private lessons.
Yeah, right.
And so she was open to the idea. And so she allowed me to start my swim school there. And then from there, the clientele was growing, the school was going good. Well, I had more students that wanted to join, but they couldn't in that location. It's pretty far for some people. And so I eventually came into partnership with Kettering University. So I have a location there that I do swim lessons as well. I haven't done this winter or spring session just because of how my schedule has been. And then the winter season, the winter has become very hard for a lot of littles. And so I just decided not to do the swim classes this semester just because the water is colder there. Yeah. And I just didn't want to have to deal with that. And so, so that's pretty much what has become of everything.
Okay.
It just came from a vision and it's still growing.
Yeah, definitely growing, and definitely amazing to see. Just seeing all the kids swimming, man. That's pretty cool. And is it just kids that you teach to, or are there any adult classes at all?
Yeah, so I teach students as young as 6 months to adults, and for beginners to competitive swimmers. So all skill sets, all ages.
Yeah, just if you want to swim, just come on down and get a lesson from. How can they sign up for classes?
So they can contact me at 810-288-6884, or if they're on Facebook, they can inbox me. I go by my name, Charlie B. Dobson, or you can contact me on my business page, which is WeSwim Aquatics. I currently am enrolling students now for my spring session, and that you have until April 19th to sign up. So, yeah.
All right, so make sure you guys sign up, get you some lessons. I might have to brush up on my swim skills myself. I know the basic stuff. Like, I ain't no competitive swimmer. I can get across the water now. That's
as long as you get across. That's good.
And speaking of being in the water and being involved with the kids, kind of took that to the next step, with the cosplay. I have the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest event I've ever seen for the kids. And just to have you put that whole thing together was amazing to see. And we also got to be a part of that here at Flystar Media. So if you missed the episode, make sure you guys go check that out. But to my point and to my question, just talk to me about just putting that event together, and just how important is it for kids, especially young Black kids, to see something like that in person and just get that inspiration and get that motivation from seeing something like that.
Yeah. So for me, the Little Mermaid. So when I decided to dress up like the Little Mermaid, it was a part of a another project that I was doing and had planned on launching. And I just thought it would be good timing to just launch that project and incorporate The Little Mermaid since it was already coming out. And I knew that as a swimmer, as a swim coach, an instructor, that I really wanted to make it a thing for kids in the community, especially Black kids and children of color, just so they can have a tangible experience of seeing someone not only that could swim, but I guess to a lot of them, they thought I was, they thought I was they thought I was her. And so, I knew for me, I wanted to bring that aspect to the event. And, when the movie came out and just really just making it a big thing for kids. And then just knowing, I wanted to partner. I had asked Mari and her mother if they were interested in partnering just because they've done movie screenings and stuff like that before, and just their involvement in the community. I wanted to do with somebody who had that same mindset to do something for the community and children, and just really make it a big thing. So yeah, I just thought it was just really important for them to just see that and just be able to see. So when I did the cosplay, I was one aspect of it, like I was on top of the water. So I was on a beach, and then there was another part of the cosplay where I was actually underwater and swimming and stuff like that. And I knew that parents were going to be showing their kids and just giving that type of advertisement, like this is the actual person. So
Yeah.
I know a few of the people who came to the event, they had showed their kids me swimming and just being underwater and stuff. So just to be able to see the actual person, it was just a moment for
Yeah.
it was just a moment for them that I was hoping that would really inspire them and encourage them, like someone that looks just like them is doing something that they are capable. It's within their ability and capacity to do as well if they wanted to. So
Yeah, and it was definitely amazing. The whole event as a whole, just the whole lead up to it. The whole process was amazing, and you are a phenomenal person for even doing that.
Thank
Thinking of
you.
the kids, it was definitely dope.
Yeah,
Definitely
thank
dope.
you.
Yeah, no problem. And okay. So yeah, just as it flows, just the questions just flow into my head. So
It's okay.
I take a little thought process.
It's cool.
Because the question is coming. Questions coming. So given that a lot of these events or business ventures that you put together for the community, one thing that I noticed is that it's all centered around Flint. So my question would be, why do you feel like it's important to have these sort of things in Flint as opposed to, there's some people that would, take it outside
Right.
and just kind of let it grow outside
Right.
instead of cultivating it here? Like, why is it important for you to have everything centered around the city of Flint?
I think I just look at it like, why not? It's not like, I guess I look at it as it's something different to do. Granted, I know that there are a lot of people who are known for doing stuff and doing different things, but I also look at some of the ideas and things that I have had. I haven't seen them being done. And so why not offer the community something different, to just be able to enjoy and share and just have a different experience. And I think for me, it's like, why not start at home? Why not start at home instead of branching out? Yeah, granted, I know I could go to a different city that I have connections with and do stuff, but it's nothing like being able to be home, be here, and just being able to offer people that are here and who I know would enjoy it something.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have.
That's okay.
That's all I have.
Yeah, that's okay. That's definitely a good reason. The reason I asked that is because I just wanted to get insight on people who are here in the community, and just, when you see a lot of people talk about, they want to move to like Atlanta or Texas or anything like that, it just kind of puts a negative spin on the city sometimes. And I just want to, get into the mind of people that create here and see what's the reasoning for being here. So just hearing that reason itself is definitely shows commitment and determination to build something here, and help the city grow. We see a lot of things that transpire, like with the colleges developing more and everything like that. So I just want to be able to talk to people that want to continue to grow the community as well, because that's what drives the city, is the community itself.
And I think a big aspect of it is perception is everything. And a lot of times visionaries, they have a tendency to be able to look in a place that may be desolate, and someone looking on the outside in, or just on the inside looking in, will be able to look like, oh, there's nothing here, like there's nothing. But someone who is a visionary, I think they're able to look at a desolate place to some people and be able to see that even though it's empty, there's opportunity to fill those voids in. And so I just look at what I'm doing, what other people are doing. We're just filling voids, honestly. And I think that's just something, and there's no offense to people who are moving and think that opportunities are outside of the city for them, because that's probably their story. No offense to them, but if for the people that are here, it's just being able to look at it. I know for me, when I moved back, I knew I needed the Lord to give me a different perspective. I needed to look at the city different than what I was seeing, because I saw, the emptiness. It wasn't the city that I had left for college and came back to. It was completely different. So I knew when I moved back, I had to have a change of heart and a change of lens, just to be able to look at everything around and just not look at it like, yes, it's empty, but those empty spots are voids to do something. And you have the idea to fill it, so fill it. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
So
I got you. And I definitely appreciate the people that can look at it, like you said, from a different perspective and see the opportunity here within the city. And that's definitely amazing to see.
Why not give it to the people that are living here?
Yeah.
And the kids living here. No offense to the kids and families in other cities, but there's families and children and people here that need something. So why not take care of them with a vision? So
yeah, absolutely. And given what you just spoke on, was that the inspiration for creating the Dobson Community Foundation, or was there a different inspiration behind that, or what exactly is the Dobson Community Foundation?
So before even launching the foundation, I had always knew that I was going to have a nonprofit of some sort. And when I was in college, like when the Lord began to tell me about like the things I would do, do through philanthropy and stuff like that, I always had my mindset like, okay, I knew I was going to do something. But it wasn't until, I guess, as life went on, that it became a thing where I kind of started in the sense of wanting my dad to be accountable, just because I really wanted him to get outside of his mindset of, oh, I don't have nothing else to do type thing. And, even though I'm retired, that's it. Like, no, Dad, like you still have stuff you can do.
Yeah.
And so just being able to name it, like, what would I call it and stuff like that. And just, I'll say it took me years to get to a place where I came into full understanding of just the name aspect, and even what I would be doing with it, or my family would be doing with it. And so just knowing, and I guess I didn't, instead of like naming it after myself or stuff, like I just felt led to just call it the Dobson Community Foundation, just because my dad, his side of the family, his parents, like they were known for just their impact and stuff in the community where they lived, and just knowing that aspect of just who I was as a person, just being able to help people and stuff. I know that was a synergy I wanted to like stay plugged into and continue. And just my mom's side of the family, like they're known for being givers and just helping people. And it was like, okay, well, I'll just plug into it and just call it something that will be have a generational aspect to it within the family, in the sense of knowing that yes, you are a Dobson. These are the type of people you're coming from, and this is where the name is being led to. Like, I mean, this is the meaning behind the name and the reasoning why we do what we do. Like, just staying in that mindset of being a giver, and just I think for me, around the time when I launched it, I was hoping my dad would still be living, because one of the scholarships we give, I had given it to him for his birthday, in the sense of like, when you get out the hospital, because I've been talking to him about it for a while, like doing stuff like more in the community, especially with him being a STEM student growing up, and his testimony with just being a Black engineer and his journey with that. Like, I knew I wanted him to just be able to inspire and help others, because I was surrounded by people um, who were in that career field like him, and who would share their experiences with me and stuff, and just thinking like, man, he could do this too. Like, this doesn't have to be something that has to happen after he passed. And so telling him like, hey, when you get out, like, we gotta get the ball rolling. So I was kind of like, I was always like pushing my dad to look beyond himself and just see the importance of his health beyond him. Like, there's people, like, you still have stuff to do on Earth.
Yeah, there's still things.
There's still things for you to do. And so that was the motivation and stuff behind it. But since he's passed, it was like, well, I'm just going to keep going. Like, we'll just keep going with it. And it's just been going ever since. It's just been going ever since. But I think for me, just knowing that I've built my life from scratch since I've been here, that's been an aspect of that I'm glad, like, I didn't have to wait until I had millions and stuff like that to do it. But it was one of those things, like, the Lord had to show me, like, you can do this now. Like, you don't have to wait until you reach where I've called you to, where you're going, but you can start right now. And so it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just keep going. And since I've been doing it, like, just seeing like how my family has been helpful in it. Like, my brother, even though he lives in a different city, he tends to help and like give input and stuff like that. And then just coming into partnership with the school that was named after my grandfather, where he was a principal at. It's just been interesting, like the type of connections we've been able to make, and just not only here but just out there. So it's been really cool just to see how everything's been unfolding. So,
This
I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. Yeah. What I was going to say was, it's definitely important to see not only that you continue to do what you do, but also like the connections that you make, the collaborations that you have. It's important to have that sense of connectivity within the city as well. So how important is that to you, to connect with other people within the city to help bring some of those visions to life? I know, like, a lot of the events that I've seen, it's been, done with a lot of people within the city.
Yeah.
So how important is it for you to connect with people and, just bring everything?
I think it's very important. If anything, like, my prayer has always been to just being able to connect with people who have the same desire to make a difference, and just being able, and who want to help from a genuine place, because sometimes there are people who will do stuff and it's not coming from a sincere place. They make it more about them than the people they're trying to impact. And So my prayer is always being able to connect with people who just want to make an impact and, who have the influence to do so and want to make a difference, even if it's, doing one of the events I do is a food giveaway and just being able to just be out there in the cold and just help people who are in need. And so for me is very important, and it's something that I've been grateful to just be able to have those connections and be able to see that there are good people out there. Not saying like I didn't think no, it wasn't, but just being able to experience the goodness of people and the sincerity of their hearts to want to give back as well is very encouraging, and yeah, it's very encouraging.
Yeah, it's definitely encouraging to see, even from me, just being um, someone who's witnessing what's going on. You can see like how the community comes together for not only your events but just events. Period in the city. So it's definitely dope to see how we're taking these moments to connect with each other and just uplift the city as a whole. And I think that's very important. And I think with you being one of the catalysts of that, no, for real. I see like a lot of people gain inspiration from what you do. Like, just from the outside looking in, there are a lot of people who are inspired by what you do and tend to, want to do the same things, within their own collective as well.
Yeah. I'm grateful.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know that I definitely noticed it.
Thank you.
And not only myself, but there have been a lot of other people who have been noticing as well, of just based off the amount of recognition that you get from different like organizations, different like award events and everything like that. So when you see that type of thing going on, where people are taking notice to what you do within the community and everything like that, how does that make you feel to receive recognition and awards for being involved in the community as much as you are?
Honestly, it's been something that I have been grateful for. It reminded me of a saying my mom always said, used to tell us growing up, like you never know who's watching you. And so it's definitely been one of those moments where I really didn't know who was watching me. And so being able to be recognized by organizations has really been, I truly feel honored. I feel appreciated. And, it just really made me grateful that even like I didn't have to wait until later on in life, or it didn't have to happen after I was gone, but just being able to be recognized while I'm still here and still in the midst of doing the work, like I really appreciated it. Like it really meant a lot to me. Like I can't even begin to tell you, like express like how much it really meant, because like no one doesn't always, like, granted, a lot of people see the final production of stuff, but they don't always know what goes behind like all that I'm doing and stuff, or what I have to deal with, not only dealing with putting stuff together, but just even managing life outside of those things. So just being able to be recognized was truly, I really appreciated it. Like it really meant a lot. So
yeah, and it's definitely well deserved. Just to know that there's so much that goes into it, and then for me, most of the time I just see the final product. But a lot of the times I get to see like the whole work behind it as well. And you're definitely a hard worker. Definitely put a lot of time into your craft, and it shows in the result, and it shows in the overall picture of what you're trying to put together. So I'm definitely appreciative of what you do for the community as well. It's definitely amazing to see. And as you continue to grow and develop your brand and continue to grow and help develop the community as well, what are some of the goals that you have for yourself going forward and for the foreseeable future?
Goals?
Yes.
Well, I'll say one goal that always comes to the forefront for me is just always making sure that regardless of how much I grow and how far I go, is that just my character is just always intact. I always want to make sure, like, think for me, like, I just want to be one of those people that, you can be great at what you do and you can still be a kind person. Like, I don't want to be one of those people, like, I don't know if you've heard the stories and you've seen the things, like, people make it to the top, but they have this track record of stepping on people's toes and doing people dirty. And I just want to be able to show people, like, you don't have to do all that to get to where you need to go. Like, you can take care of people along the way and still make it to where make it to where it is you're trying to reach. And that's always a goal, like the ultimate goal of mine. Like, that's the storyline, um, that I want to leave behind, especially, like, even if something doesn't work out or anything, like, just even in disagreements, just being able to resolve things. Like, it's not a messy thing or anything like that, but it's, just genuinely taking care of people along the way. And that's a goal of mine. And then just expanding, like, I want to be able to expand to different cities. I want to be able to travel and nationally and even internationally one day, just doing stuff. And I think for me, I think that's why it's been important for me to just be able to steward the city of Flint well, because I can't ask God to go to the nations and I can't even take care of what's in front of me. And so I think that's been a goal. Like, well, I'm gonna just take care of what I have. Like, take care of the people here, whatever resources and finances that come into my hands. Like, I just want to be one of those people that God can trust. Like, hey, when I give her an idea, like, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it well. If I bring these people into her life, she's gonna take care of them. If I give her the money or resources, it's not gonna be wasted or squandered or anything like that. And so I think those are tend to be my goals. I know it sounds broad and vague, but I think because I have so much that I have,
Yeah.
I think that tends to be the overall umbrella for me that I tend to wanna do. And I think because seeing, like, how some of the ideas have been able to go beyond, like, Flint and go beyond Michigan, it's just been like, okay, I know it's gonna happen at any moment, but in the meantime, help me to just keep taking care of what's in front of me right here. So.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic answer. Just given the overall spectrum of what you have going on, like, just to have that ultimate goal. Yeah, just for whatever you've got your hands in or is involved with, like, that fits that whole purpose. And so, yeah, I definitely want to see you keep going, keep growing, expanding on everything that you've got going on. I want to see it all take off. And yeah, I just hope and pray that you continue to, just keep going and keep having the kind spirit that you have.
Thank you.
And just keep pouring and giving into the community, because at some point it's going to give right back to you the way that you want it to. So I definitely look forward for what's coming from you next.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And speaking of, when you mentioned taking care of the people, just a couple things I forgot to mention. You guys, she also has brown sugar company going on and the braiding hands. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she taking care of your head too. And she can get you together. So just real quick, just kind of talk to me about brown sugar company. I know from what I saw, it was like beanies and turbans and everything like that.
Yeah.
Is that the general?
No, it's not the general. So I have, like, hair products that I also sell, like hair oils right now.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be doing a little bit more of the hair care product aspect later on this year. But the business aspect that you're mentioning, like the satin line products, I just thought it was easier to launch those during the winter, especially with it being cold and people always trying to protect their hair. I just thought it was a good, like perfect timing just to launch those. Cause I had been sitting on it for a year. And so I was like, I need to get this out. And,
Gotcha.
and so I did. And so granted, like I said, I'll probably be sharing more with the hair care products themselves. Um, Granted, said like I'm still in the testing aspect of things with it, or just getting people's feedback with the products that they're using. Like I have a few clients that are using the products, and just hearing their testimonials is, it's just been encouraging. Like, okay, I've got something that actually works.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing more with that, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, because if y'all can see my hair right now, it's kind of a mess. So I definitely got to tap in with you and get some of that. For anybody who wants to be able to make a purchase or anything like that, how can they do that?
They can contact me at 810-288-6884. That's the number for all of my businesses that you can contact me. You can also reach me on Facebook at Charlie B. Dobson, D as in David, O, B as in boy, SON. And those are probably the best ways. I tend to be on my phone a lot because I'm always talking to people and messaging people back and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's a one-stop shop for pretty
One-stop
much
shop.
everything.
Yes.
Gotcha. Cool. So, with that being said, it looks like I have covered just about everything. Yep, pretty much got everything. So I would just want to say thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate
It was
it.
a pleasure having you on the show. I'm just getting to know you and everything that you have going on currently and for the future as well. It's definitely amazing just to have this conversation with you,
Thank you.
and learn a lot more about what's going on for you. And I sincerely pray that you continue to keep going and keep growing, keep developing your brand, your businesses, keep being involved with the community. Yeah, just keep being you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I hope that we continue, to work together.
Of course.
As the future.
Well, you're always more than welcome. Anytime I do something, you're more than welcome to come.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Cool. I definitely appreciate that. So just one more time for the people, just drop your social medias where they can follow you and keep up with everything that you got going on.
So you can do Charlie B. Dobson off of Facebook. If you have Instagram, it's Charlie B. Enterprises _ 801. Those tend to be the two main social media accounts that I use. I don't have anything else. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, and there you go. So you guys got it. We got the social medias. We've got the number. You can contact her for anything that she's got going on. You want to learn how to swim. You want to take care of your hair. You want to get your hair done. You want to be involved in the community and help out in some way. Hit up Charlie B. Dobson. And before I wrap this up, I just want to say that you are definitely amazing, phenomenal.
Thank you.
And just your spirit is guided in the right direction under the sight of God. And I just definitely appreciate, just for not only what you do in the community, but just what you bring to the table as a friend, as a mentor, as a teacher, as a spiritual guide. And yeah, it's just amazing to see.
Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you for coming on to the show again. And thank you guys for tuning in to the Superstar Spotlight. It was amazing to have you guys sit along with this conversation. As always, you can check out the episodes on my Facebook under the name Brandon Houston. And also the full episodes are on my YouTube channel as well. You go to youtube.com/favorite actor. Check out the Superstar Spotlight playlist. All of your episodes are going to be on there, including this one as well. If you want to check out any highlights or clips from the conversation that we had today, check out my Instagram at BrandonUpNext810, as well as my TikTok, BrandonUpNext810. All of the highlights, all of the clips you can see on both of those social media sites. And as always, I want to thank Guilty Rich again for sponsoring this video. Check out the Instagram at guilty.rich and check out the website guiltyrichboutique.com. Switch out the E with a 3, guiltyrichboutique.com. Because if you're going to be guilty rich. All right. So with that being said, this is the conclusion of this episode for Superstar Spotlight. As always, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.